Hey y'all, what's going on? We are in the final week of my 31 days of Halloween, and I'm gonna be doing classic Halloween looks for these final days. Now, we're gonna be starting off with a traditional mummy. Let's do it. As you can see, I've already popped in some colored contacts, and I'm gonna begin blocking out my brows. Now, this is a different method than you're used to seeing on my tutorials. I'm using masking tape for this look because we're kind of dealing with a heavy amount of liquid latex. So instead of ripping out our hair, we're just gonna cover them up, okay?
Ouch!
I'm also gonna be throwing some of that tape in other places like my mouth and my nose, and this is only to add to the character's facial features. So it's optional if you want, but I kind of assume that mummies don't really have lips or noses or any of that stuff. Anyway, now to create our mummified look, go ahead and grab some tissue or some toilet paper, whatever you got, and we're gonna be covering it on our entire face with liquid latex. Now, the more wrinkled you can get it, the better.
Hey!
And put that basically everywhere. Once you've been TP'd, we're going to add another element to this. I've bought some loose mesh material from a craft store and sprayed it with coffee to stain it brown. Now, this material will fit loosely around our face and our forehead. I've also purchased a thicker mesh material to add even more dimension to this look. So I'm putting that along my jawline, maybe some on my forehead, and eventually we're going to be putting this on our neck. Now at this point, I'm throwing on a headpiece, which is the same coffee-stained mesh material, and wrapping it around my head and my neck. I'm also going to be ripping up this headpiece just a bit to make it look more distressed and old, or ancient. Then, to make sure it doesn't slide anywhere, seal up the edge on your forehead with some liquid latex. Yay, now we get to add the colors. Using Mehron's water-activated black paint, we're going to be painting our eyes, our nose, and our mouth, and then throwing in some more mesh underneath the eyes. Now, like I said before, I'm just going to be grabbing that thicker mesh material and covering up my neck. Bada boom! Now, to cancel out the yellow latex, I'm going to be using Blue Spirit Foundation from Ben Nye, and then adding multiple colors with Makeup Forever's Flash Palette. Like, adding some brown to the forehead, putting some green around the mouth, yellow on the eyes. Just make yourself look as dead as possible, basically. Now, this last piece of fabric you see putting on me, I just bought it from Party City. It's like a net-looking material, just a very loose mesh, and I will be using that for the rest of my wrapping. So I'm just gonna be interlacing this with the other material, making it look as good as possible. And then I'll begin my final touches. Now for the final touches, I've ripped off some little stringy pieces to add to my face. And just remember that all of this product on your face is gonna feel really tight. So be very, very careful when you're taking it off. Use Vaseline underneath to loosen it all up, and make sure you don't rip any hairs out. But that's it! You're done! Easy, right? You are now an Egyptian mummy who's coming unwrapped! Ah! Remember to subscribe, you guys, to see the final looks of my 31 Days of Halloween. I'm pretty excited for this last week, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye!